Hey everybody, welcome to season 2 of the Bashcast. We've taken a long hiatus. We've had a lot of technical difficulties today. This is our second time shooting the intro, so bear with us. I'm Hunter.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Quaid.
And today we are joined by one of our brand new hosts who is awesome. He is the one, the only, the Yeti. He's Tommy. So welcome, Tommy. Thank you.
Glad to be here.
A great addition.
And we're gonna since it's kind of the opening, we've kind of been discussing. We've had kind of an identity crisis, you know.
Yeah, about to say we've had an identity crisis as to what to do. Are we want to be more loose, structured, or we've been having a long time trying to figure that out. But we've decided that overthinking things doesn't help sometimes. So you just got to go for it and hope that you go swimming. You know what I mean?
We want to go with the flow a bit more, not with the floor. We
go with the floor.
Because naturally, if we decide to sort of not script out, but we come up with what we want to talk about beforehand, and we all just know exactly what it is. We often find ourselves talking about it in detail before we even start the podcast. So when we start talking, it's like we're reiterating what we've already said.
And it kind of
so
feels,
we sound
it sounds fakey almost.
Yeah, it sounds fakey. There's usually not too much emotion in there.
Yeah.
I think
that's not fun. That's not fun to listen to.
I think the biggest thing for the podcast is for us to have fun, and also you guys at home have fun while you're watching us at the same time. So the whole point, we started this podcast is for all of us to kind of just have some fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're really trying to focus on. So today we're just gonna freestyle. We're just gonna have some fun, and And the first thing I want to ask, because just now, right before we went on, you were telling me about this hot new toy that's out right now. What's it called?
Oh, yeah. I heard this on a Chicago podcast. They're called Hatchimals, I believe.
I heard about that.
Yeah, basically what they are, from what I understand, is basically they're like these little eggs, and they're filled with furry creatures or something like that. But the thing is that you take care of them and you carry it around with them, yet you don't know when they're going to hatch. And they're like a pet, basically, because you remember those Japanese toys with the whole
Tamagotchi.
Yeah, Tamagotchi. You'd always have to feed them, and I never took care of mine.
Yeah.
I was
my sisters a lot on accident.
Yeah.
Anyway,
with a rope.
they're sort of like that, but they're just like a combination of that along with those little animals that are pill shaped and you put in a tub. But except these ones you take care of. You know what I mean?
How did they hatch?
How did they hatch?
Yeah. If they're just a toy.
They're just a toy. I don't know how they hatch exactly.
I think I know
These
what
things
they
are
probably do.
really popular. They're going off the shelves, going for a high amount of money. It's ridiculous what they're going for, from what I'm hearing.
So what I'm thinking they do is that they put a motion sensor in it, right? You know how they have those things where it counts your steps. It probably does that. You put it in, it counts your steps with it if you're carrying it around and stuff.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's oh, you've gotten this amount, hatch the egg.
Yeah.
Also, they're trying to get kids active.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Pokemon Go. We got this new revolution going on where we're getting our kids outside again.
Although I'm sure you could just take it, just hold it up and go and just shake it
Shake
around.
You better
And
not
everything will
open
be
that bottle. I'm just warning you, man.
I think they probably got the idea from Pokemon Go, because in Pokemon Go you get eggs and you to hatch them you have to walk.
Well, naturally.
So I bet you money.
Hey, Pokemon Go made a lot of money.
It did. It made a lot of money. It's still making money.
That's it's
Gen
still
2's
going.
coming out.
I mean,
so.
Pokemon has been having a lot of things going on this year. They've released Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
Have you guys do you or Hunter or Quaid, do you still play those games at all? Or?
We both actually bought the newest Pokemon games.
Yeah.
How is it so far?
Actually, it's one of the best games I think the series has had so far.
Same here.
Where do you guys rank it as far as
Okay, well,
games are going?
I played the first 3 when I was from the originals, Red, Blue, whatever, all that. Then I played Silver, Gold, and Crystal, which is the second generation, which is what's coming out soon in Pokemon Go. And I played the 3rd generation, which recently got a game update for the new 3DS, whatever. They re-released it and cool new visuals and all that. And I played a little bit of the ones beyond that, but that was past my time. It's when I'm older. But this one was a big revamp of the series. A lot of stuff changed. Do you know anything?
Yeah, I used to play Pokemon.
Okay, so you know about the gyms, right?
Yeah, of course, gyms. And Tommy, are you familiar with this one?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so basically, we don't like to explain stuff, but
Well, yeah, no.
no, I'm not saying that as an insult.
You either
man.
know it or you
Hey,
get
so
out.
I'm saying that,
You get out.
I'm saying that just beforehand, you would go to gyms. You just do like 8
Dang,
gyms,
man.
and then you.
Man, that
and
was
then
harsh.
You do like no, it's fine. I just wanted to stop you there because you do 8 gyms where you just fight the leader, and then you do this big league where you just fight for other trainers and win. But now those are gone. You don't do those anymore. Now it's like sort of the location inspiration is Hawaii.
Yeah.
So there's like 4 different islands.
Yeah, it's called
that
the
you go on.
Aloha region.
Alola. region.
Alola.
And so it's pretty much Aloha basically, but.
Hello, Pokemon.
So
region.
you go there, and you go in between each island. Each one has like a whole cultural difference to it. Like one of them seems more like Asian themed. One of them is more Spanish themed a little bit.
European Spanish.
Yeah, different themes all around. And what you do is you go through these island trials that aren't just go fight a person. It's like you go through and you have to do an action, like they'll ask you to do something or perform a task for them. And once you do that, then you beat that trial and you can move on to the big kahuna of each island, who's like the
big
yeah, sort of like the big leader behind everything. And it is amazing. Wow. I think so.
It's really good.
As far as story goes, incredible. And I, not to keep it too long, I would just say that it might be tied with me between that and the second generation of Pokemon.
Wow.
It's one of my favorite games of the year so far that I've played.
Alrighty. So, Tommy, are you a big gamer at all? Because honestly, I'm not. But do you know any games that have come out recently, or anything that has really stuck out this year?
You know, I can kind of like bandwagon and say, oh, I played the new Call of Duty, because I have. And it's all right. But I'm not like I'm not super into gaming. I know I wasn't like when I was in junior high and maybe my freshman year, but not a whole lot recently. I think the last game that I played when it was new and it was big was The Last of Us.
Oh, yeah.
Which was
Very
awesome.
very
It
good
was
game,
really
yeah.
good.
just awesome.
It was really good.
And apparently they're working on a sequel, so
Really?
I'm down. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm down with that.
I liked it a lot. There were a couple issues with me in my
What were your
experience with it.
issues?
My issue was that, so there are the enemies, and I don't think everyone experienced this, but I had a major problem with like the AI and like how the enemies that you would fight worked. First off, it kind of took me out of the experience where there's a lot of parts where you're stealthing around because there are these sort of infected that are called clickers. And they can't see because they have like the infection sort of in The Last of Us. It's like a zombie infection, but it's like a fungal thing. But the clickers are like when it has advanced so much that it's just like they can't see anymore, but they can hear. And so if you just get near them or make a sound, they'll go after it, and they're pretty much like an insta kill on you unless you have a certain item. But what happens is your partner that you have with you, sometimes Ellie or someone else, sometimes they'll just run into a clicker and like push it some, and nothing happens. That happened to me. I don't think it happened to everybody, but that was sort of just like a issue. There were a couple parts where just like the enemies were being really dumb.
I had a lot too.
Yeah, which was a shame because if you saw like there was an E3 trailer about what the enemies were like in it, and they would like flank you. They would be waiting behind like a wall for you, and then they'd like surprise attack you. But I had not seen that at all when I played it, which was a little disappointing. They might have improved on it a little bit, but I hear that it didn't add in when they updated it later. They didn't add in what they promised at the start, which was a little disappointing. But I can see it. Great narrative, great characters, and just a great story overall. So it just didn't pull me through. But it's still a great game.
All right. But no, as far as games, I've got really nothing to add. I mean, my days of gaming were pretty limited in a sense. I mean, I'd played Pokemon, some stuff on Wii, but it was very limited. But anyway, we went from Hatchimals to...
Yeah.
But by the way, my favorite movie of the year came out on DVD.
Hold on. Let's get to that, actually. That's a good transition right there.
Yeah.
I think we should, it's December. I think we should... I mean, how many movies have you seen this year? I mean, I know a lot of us have been busy in school and whatnot.
I've seen my fair share. I've seen a lot.
I've seen a few, for sure.
Yeah, so let's go around real quick and see, like, what has probably been, not I won't do the top 5 or top 3, but let's just say maybe your favorite one that you've seen so far this year.
Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and give Tom, or do you need a little more time?
I just
We can go. We'll go from Jeff down.
All right,
Yeah, that works,
because I
yeah.
feel ready for this one.
Okay.
I mean, there's still some movies I want to see this year, like Scorsese's next film, Silence, is coming out later on,
Okay.
which is about Catholic priests. I read the book. It was an interesting question about faith in general, but anyway, I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really judge the film itself. But my favorite film this year has probably been The Nice Guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
you
yeah,
mentioned that to me a couple times.
I've mentioned it to a lot of people. I even mentioned this on a radio broadcast briefly, that I did a top 3 of my favorite movies, and number 1 was Nice Guys for me. Shane Black was the director of it, and he also did things like Lethal Weapon, The Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Ooh.
and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Another good one.
Okay.
It's a Val Kilmer, Robert Downey Jr. movie before he was Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before he was Iron Man.
Around his
before-
troubled times.
Yeah. But anyway, I thought it was a really fantastic movie. I mean, the movie's kind of strange. It's got a lot of dark humor to it. It's set in the 70s, kind of in like one of those weird paperbacks you'd see back in the day, kind of like a pulp novel or something like that. It's got a lot of sleaze, as you can say, good humor, kind of a buddy cop action story, some good humor and heart, and I really enjoyed it thoroughly. That's probably been my favorite movie this year. I mean, I've seen other movies, but the other movies that I've really enjoyed have been either really dark, but the thing for me is when I go see a movie, I'm attracted to strong material with a sense of humor as well. Because think about it, some of my favorite directors are like Scorsese with Taxi Driver. His films are sometimes really hysterical, yet they're very serious subjects. Or Tarantino, like he may make a movie about World War II or slavery or whatnot. And yet there's a lot of humor to it, and I'm always attracted to that sort of stuff. So for me, it's The Nice Guys.
Okay. Awesome.
Mine, I'm kind of torn between 2 because the 2 I'm torn between are number 1 is pretty obvious.
Let me just stop you. It's Trolls, isn't it?
No, it's not Trolls.
I've heard that movie's interesting to watch.
I've seen it. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But the first one I've talked about on the podcast before, and we've discussed this a lot on previous episodes. Was Green Room.
Oh yes.
I adored Green Room. Green Room was so
that was
good.
my number 2 actually.
Yeah, it's my number 2 because Green Room
I thought you
is.
said it was your number 1.
I said I'm torn. I said I'm torn between 2.
Oh, you're
I'm torn between
I
2.
said
torn.
torn. Oh my gosh. Torn.
It's
torn.
like it's really close between Green Room and I think my definite number 1 is Kubo and the Two Strings.
Oh yes, yes.
Like-
I've
A lot
been
of
meaning
good
to see
things about
this. This is from the same.
It's
studio
Leica's new
that-
movie.
Studio
Leica
Leica,
Studios.
Yeah, it's the studios that. Who was the
They
studio
did-
that did it?
Leica Studio.
Yeah,
did
who did
Coraline.
Coraline?
Coraline,
Yeah.
Paranorman, Box Trolls, and Kubo is their latest movie.
Yeah, and I've heard it's
And
supposed to be really fantastic.
Coraline is one of my favorite if not my favorite Halloween movie of all time. I think it's an
Really?
amazing movie for kids and also for adults at the same time.
Is it
It's really creepy.
Is it because that it takes these fantasy elements and takes a sort of
It's a kid's story that's kind of like in a more teenage to adultish
Yeah.
adultish
Would you compare
setting.
it-
A lot
Would
of
you-
horrors expressed through visuals, and kind of, but it's not like your normal just like horror visuals. It's just like
Yeah.
this really unique art style is what I gather from when I think
And
about
the whole point of the movie is her trying to come to grips that what she has is great. It's better than what she than what she doesn't have.
Yeah.
And it's all about her realizing it, but this demon kind of like takes advantage of that and try to like manipulates it to it. And it's really interesting and really good. Kubo and the Two Strings is my favorite movie of the year. It really is. Green Room is my second. Kubo and the Two Strings. The story, first of all, the art style is gorgeous. It's based off of like the Edo period of Japan, and
what century was that again? Do you say?
oh, it was like
15th?
1500, something like
Okay,
that.
okay.
I don't know much about Japanese history. I just know the Edo period is what it's called, and it's about a little boy who is saved by his mother, and the little boy is being hunted by the Moon King, and the Moon King took his eye, and he's trying to take his other eye, and he can't go out at night. But he uses magic, and he uses magic. Like some people have magic wands, but he has a 3-string guitar.
Wait, guitar?
Like a Japanese-style guitar.
Kubo and the 2-string. I feel
Yeah.
where this is going.
And
Go ahead.
basically, he plays it, and he can control paper, and he can control things while he plays the guitar. And he goes into town, he tells stories using it, and he gets money. And it's one he can't go out at night. And basically what further supplies, he goes out at night one time and gets caught by his aunts. And his aunts are 2 demons who want to steal his eyeball. And that's kind of what sets the plot off. And it is so much. It's such a fun movie. It's such a good movie. It's awesome.
Visually astounding.
So
it's really
so
good.
It's like, basically the animation style of Coraline mixed with like Akira Kurosawa. Is that a fair?
It has the cinematography of a Kurosawa.
Yeah, the Japanese director Akira
Yeah,
Kurosawa. For those of you who may not know.
It's really good.
I mean, yeah.
I recommend it.
And by the same style, it's like the drop motion.
Stop
And
motion.
Stop motion.
They call it drop motion.
Drop motion. I've
It's
never
stop
heard-
motion, but they call it drop motion.
Why do they call it drop motion?
I think partially because there's more of like an acrobatic element to it. Because like there are parts where it's not just like, I don't know. I hear they call it drop motion, but yeah, I like that pick. I haven't seen it though, so I couldn't say it on a story
I've heard
level.
it's gotten some rave reviews. The Rolling Stone, I know, gave it 4-star reviews, which is a perfect review from them.
Great.
And Green Room is the best feel-bad movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can attest to that too. I was watching this like, this is really well made.
That's
but-
one of those steakhouse movies, right?
What?
Grindhouse movies, right?
It's not exactly a
No.
it's not exactly a grindhouse movie. I mean, it's got an assault on Precinct 13 thing going on for it because it all takes place like in this one location for the most part, or even the. Do you think it has a thing element in a sense?
See, it kind of does, but because the villain kind of like sets it in a different, kind of like the genre is very much like dark, gritty, very gory, horror-esque, kind of like thriller. But the villain kind of accelerates that because he's really smart, and manipulative, and he's kind of like.
I'm not saying it's actually a human, you know.
Yeah, it's very
not like
human.
Some alien creature. Or something
Yeah.
like that, which would probably separate from the thing, but the claustrophobia aspect of it,
Yeah.
all taken in a couple locations, kind of made me think of that.
Yeah, and like just like the movie makes you feel hopeless, and it makes because your characters are hopeless. Like, how are they going to get out of the situation? They can't.
But the thing is that
It's
these,
just-
I mean, we're not saying that it's like totally sad. Well, it is kind of sad. but
Yeah, I mean it's a great movie. I'd recommend
it's very
it.
well made. It's very well made. I mean, if you're looking for an actual thrilling horror movie that doesn't rely on jump scares, Green Room is definitely for you.
Okay.
All right, but it's not for the faint of heart. I'm saying. I mean, I'm a Tarantino fan, but this stuff is rough.
It's
rough, so
it's something.
not for the faint of heart. But anyway, Quaid, do you have a pick?
Okay. My pick would probably be a Mel Gibson film.
Oh, I knew it. I knew you were gonna pick this.
Is it Hacksaw Ridge?
It is Hacksaw Ridge. Yeah.
How was that? How was that?
Fantastic.
Really?
Fantastic work. And my favorite thing about it that I've stated is it's a war movie. Takes place in near Okinawa in World War II. And what it's about is I forget what his name is, but Andrew Garfield plays a certain character who
Based on his
because
religious background?
because of religious background and also because of past experiences, which I guess would be a spoiler. He's a pacifist sort of, where he refuses to use a weapon, and he refuses to kill anybody or hurt anybody. So he decides that he wants to be just a field medic, and he goes through these trials throughout the army where they're saying this is war, like you need a weapon, and he sticks to his guns and all that, but it can be tough at times. My favorite part about this movie is that it does a fantastic job of being objective, being not biased in any one way or the other. It's one where
It's
they
kinda
know
like for-
these people, their beliefs is that they believe that it's a war, so fighting is okay. And he believes, because of his religion and all and his past experiences, that he doesn't want to fight. And the movie does not push an agenda, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
The action, fantastic. I haven't seen Saving Private Ryan in a long time.
But would you say it rivals the D-Day storming of the beach as far as some of these action sequences?
It's a hard scene to go up
It's
against.
pretty bloody and gory.
Yeah, and Hacksaw Ridge in that, it it's no hold barred. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
it doesn't hold back on anything. They're going against the Japanese, and the Japanese are smart. They're tricky. They're not just cannon fodder or anything. They're all like intelligent people. There's no just like getting rid of them in waves, stuff like that. There's an actual like full-on like 30-minute battle. And I'd love to explain it to you, but fantastic movie. The reviews for it, I'm pretty sure it's gotten like a 95% Rotten Tomatoes, and like
wow.
the viewer rating is like a 95%.
Wow.
It was an amazing film.
I'd say
Great action. It had comedy at some point. Vince Vaughn played his drill sergeant.
Wow.
And
Vince
Vince Vaughn,
Vaughn? So is it
Vince
kind-
Vaughn was actually really funny. And
So
like,
it's kind of like is it similar in a sense to in that aspect to Full Metal Jacket where they got a big military officer who's like
Sort of,
totally drilling into
there's a
his-
Full Metal Jacket type, the part
I mean,
where
the movie itself is not like a Full Metal
they
Jacket
line up by
soundtrack.
their beds or whatever, and he goes up and he's like saying stuff to each of them.
Yeah.
So Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. One of those moments happens, but it's really well done and it's funny. Like me and my family audibly laughed a couple times at what he said because it was very unique comedy that I hadn't heard before. It wasn't never any generic kind of story what they told about, I am I'm a religious person myself, sort of. I fall in line with that, and but one thing that I've never liked about certain religious movies is that they're just like they're teaching moral, but they're like the other side, they're just wrong.
I mean, that's just it. I mean, I don't necessarily mind a movie that tries to encourage morals. I just don't want it to be
Yeah.
one-sided.
Yeah, and a lot of those Netflix movies that you see that are just like made by that one company, I forget. They're very one-sided and just like, there's this and this. There's no interpretation of both sides of the argument.
Yeah.
And this one is a perfect combination of two. Mel Gibson did a fantastic job. Andrew Garfield did a fantastic job. But just real quick, the whole one of the main points of the whole movie is that near the end there's a large-scale battle at Hacksaw Ridge, and he's a field medic though, and you can't kill him. He refuses to use a weapon or anything. But when the battle's over, there are a lot of people left over on the battlefield, and so I'm pretty sure they show this in the trailer. So he decided he has to take a risk and he has to go in and start trying to save people out on the field, even with Japanese on standby waiting. Fantastic all around. I've been on about it for a little bit too long. It was great.
Wow.
I recommend it.
All right. So Tommy, how are you going to follow that?
Well, I can't rival any of these, really. I mean, a few years ago, I went to the theaters just about every weekend to watch like something good. Like I watched Birdman when it came out on opening weekend. I loved that. Well, there were some things here and there, but that's every movie. But like this year, I haven't really seen a whole lot of like good movies like that, like Oscar Bader movies, sort of.
Yeah, but still, some of these Oscar bait movies, technically, does anybody ever remember, like, say, Crash or something like that from 2005, the Best Picture winner?
Yeah.
See, that's just it. So it doesn't even have to be Oscar
Right.
bait. I mean, so is
Well,
there anything?
I was going to transition into the point that I saw, like, I don't know, somebody's list of like movies they think are going to do it or be like up for Best Picture. So I was going to go out and see them eventually, if not soon. But out of the movies I've seen this year, the one movie that has really stood out to me for the most part is 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh yeah.
Oh, love that movie. I forgot about that.
Up until
I forgot
like
that it came
the
out this year.
last 15 minutes, it was super good, and the man kind of
totally
made me
agreed.
waffle on it. But
Oh.
Totally agree.
I don't know if I
John
want to.
Goodman
I don't know
is-
if I want to
John
change my
Goodman
list or
is
not.
a very underrated actor, in my opinion.
John Goodman in that movie was just incredible.
The movie is just really good in
Absolutely
general.
fantastic.
I'm changing my number one. I agree with him. It's 10 Cloverfield Lane. I forgot that it came out this year. Did it come out in like January or something?
No,
It was pretty early.
Oh, it was like April or something actually.
it was last semester, I remember.
Oh, I'd forgotten all about it. I love that movie so much.
It's really
It was
good.
amazing. I even enjoyed the last 15 minutes, although it was a little bit of a step away from what made the movie so great. But
I just would have wished
I agree,
that-
John Goodman's fantastic performance. So
To me, like the last 15 minutes, like it wasn't a bad last 15 minutes. It was just the movie could have been so much more if this last 15 minutes were just a little different. Because it's a lot like the end of the Lego movie, to me.
Oh yeah, you mentioned this.
Where I mention this all the time, where like the Lego moves on its own, like after the boy and his dad left. It's like if that hadn't have happened, that movie would have been so much more to me.
yeah, so I think they should have ended it at looks out the door and sees what's going on. Like once they see what's going on, that's when it's done. It continued afterwards, but I don't know. I didn't mind it too much because I knew it was like, all right, I'm pretty sure it's aliens.
Well,
We
the
already pretty much know.
the thing that's so great about it is that like certain things happen in the movie, and you're like, oh, this could be set up by John Goodman, and like you like rewatch it, and you're like, this totally makes sense now. Like you could like if you
Yeah, it's got layers.
yeah, you could like complete it
It's
could
like
be a
an
completely
onion.
different
it's
movie.
like an onion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ogres are like onions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ogres, he
Yeah.
was Shrek
Multiple
once in
layers.
the play, so that's why.
Yeah.
Hi.
That's why I'm bringing that up.
And the soundtrack though, that was really good too.
The whole movie is just great. It's really
Fantastic,
good.
Yeah.
All right, so for these two, I think Quay changed his to.
It's. I'm breaking
Okay,
the rules.
he's
I'm
sec-
breaking the rules. They're both number ones. You gotta see both of them, no
All
matter
right,
what.
So we got 10 Cloverfield Lane for these two, along with Hacksaw Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Kubo and the Two Strings and Green Room.
Yeah.
And for me, Nice Guys, along with Green Room.
Yeah.
And can I throw out one more real quickly
Yeah,
that I
sure.
think felt was very underrated? You can check this out on Netflix. The Invitation.
Oh, you've told me about this a lot.
I'd say no one. It seems like I had not heard this movie. It didn't get much press release, but I was listening to a podcast by an author named Bret Easton Ellis, who wrote American Psycho, and he was talking about some movies that had come out this year. And he mentioned this movie, and I was like, what is this? And he's like, well, it's on Netflix. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. It's a very slow-burning horror movie, actually. Basically, the concept is that this man and his new girlfriend are going to visit his ex-wife and her new boyfriend or husband or something. And they've invited some of their old friends as well. And apparently they're in a cult. Yeah, it's really strange. It's a very slow-moving horror movie, almost kind of like, I want to say, Rosemary's Baby.
See, that's what I think about every
Yeah,
time you tell
because it's
me.
a slow-burning movie, or The Thing even almost. With
Yeah.
the sense that it's very slow. It's got a
Yeah.
lot of paranoia and anxiety.
But like once it hits the fan,
I know,
it hits the fan.
once it hits the fan, it's like, boom, we're gone.
Yeah.
I mean, but I felt like that movie was very underrated. So whenever I talk like top movies of this year, I always try to give that credit.
Heck,
Nice.
all right.
Yeah.
Can I make an extra edition too?
Oh man.
Really-
Okay.
oh,
yeah.
no, we're
yeah.
really
Keep
quickly.
going.
Last
Batman
extra.
versus Superman.
Get out of
Number
here.
one film of the
Suicide
year.
Squad, number one.
Suicide Squad.
Adam Sandler.
Oh,
Yeah.
grown ups.
Oh, you're talking about that the Ridiculous Six, baby.
No.
No,
that was
it's
last year.
I'm
What-
talking
what was
about
that one
his
movie
his
with
other
David
one
Spade?
with David Spade. It was
Yeah,
yeah.
The other-
The do-over, the do-over,
Yeah,
the
well,
do-over,
Factor Death.
the do-over.
But I'm more of a Cobbler fan myself.
Ugh.
Wait.
Ugh.
Wait.
The
is that a
Cobbler's were-
drama?
Sort of, yeah. Drama comedy where he puts
It's
on
a drama for
he puts
Adam
on
Sandler.
he puts yeah
Wow,
he
what's
puts on
that?
someone's shoes and he becomes them or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I before the show today, while we were all getting set up, I was just like kind of like surfing the net on my phone, and I came across something really funny.
What?
Okay, what did you find?
So I want you guys to guess what country this takes place in. Okay?
Okay, so
I want you guys to know. I want you guys to
America.
guess. This. I want you guys to guess where this is happening at. Okay?
All right.
So there's this news story that this police station is threatening drunk drivers, that if they get caught drunk driving, they get arrested, that if they get in the police car, they have to listen to Nickelback all the way to the police station.
I saw this. I won't ruin it.
Oh, wow.
Which country is this taking place in?
What country?
Tommy already knows, so it's kind of unfair. but-
Well, a lot of people, it seems, hate Nickelback. No offense to Nickelback, but, you know.
Well, okay.
Yeah, Quaid.
I think
try
I know
to
what
get-
it is.
Okay, try and
Okay.
guess the country, because I still don't know.
All right. Well, we all know recently that the dictator Fidel Castro was recently killed, or he recently
No, he
died.
doesn't.
Whoa, man, conspiracy
Oh,
theories.
sorry.
Conspiracy.
Man.
Sorry.
He was
He
killed by
recently.
his old
Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta
man.
find it.
Murdered by his age.
Yeah, sorry, he recently died. And I have a feeling, you know, I always kind of felt it in my heart that he was a big Nickelback fan. So he obviously wouldn't support that. But as soon as he did die, they were just like, we got to get that law right out there.
Oh.
So that's
my
why they're now enacting this law where if someone gets arrested or whatever and they get in the police car, they have to listen to Nickelback.
So you're saying it's Cuba?
Yeah, it's Cuba.
Okay, good
after-
guess. Good guess.
All right, I'm going to go with, for some reason, I keep thinking of a European country. So I'm going to go with Denmark. Just something random.
Denmark?
I'm going with Denmark. I'm not even
Dude,
close.
you're right.
No, I am?
No, it's Canada.
I should have guessed Canada.
I was like, dude, what?
I was assuming Canada, 'cause there's no way it could be so specific that we'd have to guess like
Wait a
Venezuela
minute,
or
wait,
something.
Nickelback, aren't they Canadian?
I don't know. What's his
They're
name? Chad
Canadian, aren't they?
I'm
Kroger?
pretty sure they're.
Oh my goodness! What a
Like-
slap to the face.
Canada's been doing some weird laws lately. Their president, speaking of Fidel Castro,
Wait, what?
Oh my God!
we're
I know what
getting,
he's
we're
talking
getting
about.
into some political talk here. I'm not going to go extend on it, but their president really praised Fidel Castro. Or their whatever
Prime Minister.
is the Prime Minister of Canada.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds right.
Well, yeah, he praised Fidel Castro. He was like, oh, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Great policies. He said something like their president, their wonderful president or something like that brought like, you know,
Man.
helped schools and stuff like that.
He sure knows
Don't
how to have
believe
a missile crisis.
Yeah.
History 101, kids.
Yeah.
The time
He was trying to stop those missiles.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
All right.
Speaking of people who have lost their minds,
Yeah.
I don't know why this came up in my head, but recently, you know,
Whoa, sorry. I stepped on the cord.
a lot has happened. But what do you guys think of this whole, you know, Kanye meltdown?
Oh, about the Jay-Z Beyonce thing?
And yeah, what do you think?
Well, I remember from
think
what I
it's
heard about the
stupid.
story, he said one day that if he would have voted, he would have voted for president. He would have voted for Trump. And then after that, like the day after, he went on and ranted about his
Yeah.
next.
Jay-Z. And
Yeah, he ranted
Beyonce.
about Beyonce and Jay-Z,
Queen B.
and he ended his concert
That thing?
after
Three songs?
yeah, after like 3 songs. He
Yeah.
said
Two and a
"That's-
half.
Yeah, he's like, that's it, I'm done. He just walks off, and so
Wait,
everybody.
he can't walk off. His stage is like suspended.
No, he flew off.
Yeah, he floated off.
Yeah, he floated off.
He just
He's
went like this, and he
I
just
have
floated.
finally
He uses his
ascended my brotherhood.
Illuminati powers.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys heard this conspiracy about him being kidnapped by the Illuminati or something like that? It's weird.
Dude,
Yeah, I feel-
dude, it was an inside job.
At this point, you know, I feel like the Illuminati's behind everything.
Have you
yeah.
have you guys seen the video of Madonna having like a?
Yes.
It's really funny. It's a video of
Yeah,
Madonna
yeah,
right
yeah,
before
yeah,
the
yeah.
election.
You say what she says, and then I'll do the person that responds.
Okay. So Madonna has this pop-up concert in support of Hillary Clinton before the election,
Oh, yeah.
and she goes on there. She's singing. And after she's done singing, she goes, "Well, you know, there's a real problem in our country right now with all the minority people." And this is her words. They said there's a real problem right now with all the minorities. She says, no one's getting treated right. And she says, and you know, I do consider myself a minority.
What?
Yeah, and there's a
And there was
person.
some lady in the background going, "What?"
Yeah, she goes, what? And Renan goes, yeah.
What?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
everyone's like,
Yeah.
what?
that sounds like Jeb Bush. Like I am now officially dropping my candidacy for president of the United States, and if someone's like, well, like one person is like, oh, he's like, yeah.
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 It was this wife that was secretly planted in the audience to
Yeah.
start the,
Oh, man.
Oh.
Need the laugh
Oh,
track.
Jeb. Dinner starts at 7.
It says applause. in big red words, but everyone's like,
about to say it's a live studio audience.
yeah.
Oh man.
This speech was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Okay, since I brought up Kanye, and I think that, something else I'm going to ask real quick, because are we still good on time? Yes?
I think that's
That
a
looks like a
yes.
thumbs up. to
Okay,
me.
so basically, wrap it up? Yeah, about to say.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll save this question for next time, because I am curious about what you guys' favorite, like some of your favorite songs or whatnot have been this year.
Leave them with a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
You
leave
know?
it with a cliffhanger. I mean, why don't we talk about that next time? We talk
Yeah.
about favorite, because, it is the end of the year. We talked about some of our favorite movies.
Like-
Why don't we do music next?
Okay.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
am I gonna stuff Tommy in a body bag?
Who knows?
Who knows? Will he make it to the next episode?
Find out.
I mean, what happened?
Will he make it to the next
what was the name of
episode?
that- what was the name of the other kid who we had last time?
Was it Raul?
I'm pretty sure it was Raul.
I think it was
It was
Raul.
Raul,
He
yeah.
was delicious.
Oh my gosh. All right, so
All right.
I think we've had enough. haven't
Yeah,
we?
yeah. Thank you guys so
We've had
much for
enough.
tuning in. I'm Hunter.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Raul.
What?
I'm the real Raul.
Okay,
So,
that's cool.
I'm Quaid. I'm Quaid.
And yeah, he's quick.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next episode of
See ya,
Bashcast. See you guys
bye.
later.
Bye.